Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about being okay when it's not okay. And a lot of things in life at this moment are probably not okay, and we have to be okay with that. And so this call is particularly for that, so that we can be able to get a little bit more centered and focused and be okay with all that is happening in the world and still feel that we can accomplish all that we need to do. All right. So, what things do you find that are difficult to be okay with, and what do you find that has changed, and what are you finding good about the change, and what changes are you benefiting from, and what are you finding difficult with the change? All right. So let's start with I love my life. So, even though we're not okay, we're still happy to be alive. And I believe in myself. I believe in my ability to create a good life. And I believe that I make a difference. I believe that I am a powerful influence for good. And of course, we don't have to do anything massively good. We can just do small things in a good way. And the ripple effect of what we're doing is wonderful. All right, so let's go into our solar plexus chakra. And sometimes we don't feel very powerful, and I think there's a great fear at this time as our very freedom is being challenged with all that's going on. All right, so it's about taking action and about our stomach, so our ability to digest not only our food but our life situation and our experiences, and also being able to digest all the things that are presented to us, our challenges and our difficulties that our families give us. All right, so our third chakra is reacting to our feelings, just using feelings buried alive. All right, so what's Catherine's saying here, it's hard to love your life if it's been hard from year one. Yeah, and some people's lives are very difficult. We may not love all aspects of our life, but we can love the changes that we have made. We can love the growth that we see. We can love our families that exist because of us. And we can also love our opportunity to do good for people. All right, so unforgiveness. So what is it that you're hanging on to? What is it that you're having trouble forgiving? And I guess this is a point of, life is never going to have perfection. There'll be elements of perfection, but there will never be perfection in every aspect of our lives. And, we have to be okay with that, and we have to be able to deal with it and to be able to still find moments of joy and organize moments of joy and be grateful for those moments of joy, even though they may be not as frequent as we would like. But it is important to understand that this is the contrast, that, sometimes we need the difficult things to appreciate the good things. All right, there's also some generational unforgiveness from dad's side of the family and the men. All right, feeling instability in current situation. And I guess the only time we can compare how the world is now would be in the last World War, where, everything changed. Country boundaries changed and all the things that we could possibly do changed. All right, also these feelings of wanting to get even. What things have happened in your past that you're still struggling to let go of? What things are we able to set ourselves free from? Because I think this unforgiveness is like having a ball and chain. And the more that we can free ourselves from these difficulties, the more that we can move forward in freedom and light. So, the things that have happened are often unforgivable things, but, we need that miracle of forgiveness to be free from those things, and I guess to empower ourselves to be okay with how things are. All right, so let's go into the throat chakra now. I'm going to use Jenny Rosengren's book here. All right, I spend my money wisely, and this has got a generational component, dad's side, dad's dad, and the men. Okay, and some families and some people have really good capacity with money and resources, and some people are not always making good decisions. All right, my throat and vocal cords are opening and smoothing. So we need to be able to smooth talk. So Catherine mentioned that she released some 3 trapped emotions yesterday, one from 25 years ago, one from 55 years ago. Yeah, there's some things can remain hidden in our body all our lives. All right, I'm becoming more creative each day. And maybe that creativity can be in terms of how we find happiness, or in terms of how we show love, or in how we treat ourselves with love and care. Or it may be also in the way that we use our resources. We may be more creative in making better uses of our resources. So Catherine discovered a heart wall. Do you have experience with it? A little. So sometimes a heart wall can be put there to protect ourselves from difficult circumstances, and we may need to test how thick that wall is and to uncover the experiences that have led to the wall, and sort of, being able to clear enough to be willing to pull the wall down. All right, so let's go into the heart chakra. Conditional love is coming up. Sometimes we grew up with conditional love. Our parents will love us when we're obedient or when we do what they ask. They grew up with that themselves. Yeah, needing people to do it our way. All right, and also what comes up here is rosewood. I don't have rosewood, but we can plug in the vibration of that. Also a generational component here in our heart chakra. Dad's side again. Dad's dad. And the women this time. All right. The feeling of being anxious over details. And I guess it comes to the point that what you know about yourself is that you've coped with some very difficult circumstances in your past. Everyone has different types of circumstances, and the belief that you will get through whatever circumstances present to you. Sometimes we might feel like we want to give up and that it's too hard, but we still know that our experiences have given us strength and the ability to cope with whatever is presented. And so we can say to ourselves, well, there's nothing that I can't deal with because I've experienced so much in the past and I have dealt with it. It may not be what I wanted, but it's okay. All right. So we can ask, is there a heart wall? Yes, there is. All right, age 3. And sometimes I think, as little kids, we can have difficult experiences and we can almost make the decision of like, I'm not going to let you hurt me, or I'm not going to let you have control over me. And so we stop our heart from feeling or from being hurt because of our life experiences. Also feelings of self-rejection and self-hatred. So some people can have the belief that they're not good enough, or that they are unlovable, or, we often have a belief that we're too silly or too broken or too lacking intelligence or beauty or strength or endurance, or whatever belief we have about ourselves, which can prevent us from feeling that it's possible to have a life. All right, so this has also got a generational component from mum's side, mum's dad and the men. All right, and the feeling of wanting to avoid feelings. So some feelings are too painful. Some feelings are just so difficult or hard to deal with or believe that we can get past. Or it's almost like we want to shut our heart down and not feel that. A feeling of being not enough, low self-esteem, feeling despair. Oftentimes we can't believe that things can be okay, that, things could possibly change, or believe that we can possibly make a difference or change these terrible patterns that have existed in our family. Feeling hurt where love is concerned. And I guess the people that can hurt us most are the people that we love. And, we can feel that it's not safe to be loved, or it can be harmed in being loved. All right, and now we're going to go into our aura. So layers of the aura. So the 6th layer is about emotions and spiritual communion. All right, there's a leak in the aura here. Females that can lead to these leaks. Yes, Catherine's saying so she knows of love as pain. Yeah, and pain and love can be so interwoven, and, learning to separate them. Yeah, some more low self-esteem hiding in here. Resentment as well. The feeling of helplessness. Shock. All right, so this also is affecting our spine. So T6 is the wiring to our stomach. So stomach has come up here. So it's like we're not digesting our past experiences and not able to process them and to allow them to pass through our body, our mind, and our energy field. Okay, so things hiding in the sacrum. All right, so things that come up here, this is Nina's book. She says, feeling unsupported, carrying unresolved family issues, holding on to childhood anger and resentment. Yeah. So what is it that's in your past that you can't digest? What is it that's in your past that you're holding on to that's preventing you from feeling supported? All right, so what else is hiding in the sacrum is shame. And shame is a very heavy emotion to carry, and often, we can have shame from mistakes, or we can have shame about our body, or we can have shame about our life, or we can have shame about our relationships, or we can have generational shame or national shame, or, all kinds of shame that can be stuck within our body. All right, not seeing the perfection in people and life. And I guess we have these shameful experiences to help us see past our experiences, to help us see that the difficulties that we've been presented with are what was needed to help us grow the strength we need to deal with what we're currently dealing with now and what we will deal with in the future. So it's like we need these imperfections, we need these difficult experiences to have enough growth to catapult us through the things that are yet to come. So one of the girls that I interviewed when I did the Telly Summit years ago, her life, she was a TV presenter, and, she had a lovely marriage and whatever, and all fell apart at once. I think she had a health issue as well, and she called it the perfect storm. And it was like she needed to change her career. Her relationship broke down. And so it's like she had to rejig her whole life. And sometimes we need these perfect storms to do that. And we can be annoyed that we've had to change or things are uncomfortable, or we can try and embrace the changes and understand what we need to learn. And, sometimes that requires us to open our heart, to be willing to experience new things, even though that could be difficult or painful. If we could see the joy that was yet to come and the great experiences, or what we would find as we helped ourselves through these experiences, we would probably run a little bit faster to deal with them. But we often, are dragging our hands on the ground because we find it painful and hard to deal with whatever's being presented to us. Okay, so now we might go into the aura again. All right, so we're just going into the blue aura colour. These people are often leaders because they can communicate thoughts, concepts and ideas simply and eloquently and powerfully. They usually have a great balance between heart and mind. And I think that's what we need at this point, isn't it? All right. The downside of the blue people is that they can take on too much and can be workaholics, and they can have problems within their relationships when they take on too much. Okay, so where in your body are you feeling these things? All right, let's have a look here in joy. My vision boards and wish lists are concrete evidence of my body and spirit working towards that goal. I fortify my ability to remain positive regardless of what's going on about me. I fortify this ability. I have strong filters and I'm able to observe other people's energy without having to feel the emotions and be dragged down by it. All right, I release any negative feelings and emotions that are around me and remain vibrating at my optimal vibrational level. My aura radiates at full energy. It is bright and energetic. It is intact, robust, and resilient. All right, thanks, Jenny. She's mentioned sore neck, tight shoulders. Okay. Leila's mentioned throat. It all goes in with that throat chakra, doesn't it? And stomach, which is our heart chakra. The third chakra. Left foot and skin, okay. All right, so let's go into the crown chakra for a moment. All right, I am a spiritual being having an earthly experience. And let's say I am achieving my purpose. And let's add with clarity and love. All right, so generational component here from mum's side, mum's mum, and the men. Age 12, age 15, 18, 23, 42. All right, feeling like I don't want to cope anymore. Sometimes we just want to withdraw, don't we? Unable to perceive clearly and correctly. And I guess I think about issues that we have with our children. You know, we want them to be perfect. We want them to have a great life and to not have difficulties and not to have struggle. But unfortunately, what grows us is the difficulty and the struggle. And so we can't take that away from them. They must have it to grow and to become who they're meant to be. Doesn't mean we can't support them and encourage them, but we can't take that away from them. And maybe the incorrect perception that we have no power, or the incorrect perception that we don't make a difference, or the incorrect perception that we're too imperfect, or, you know, whatever it is that we feel we're not enough of, that there's too much of that we can't possibly overcome. So let's say I overcome all. And let's say with divine help, I overcome everything. And I think, you know, as we pray and meditate on forgiveness of those experiences from the past and, you know, asking for help to forgive and asking for the opportunity to forgive, that, you know, these things will come. They may take time, and just one day we will notice that it's gone. All right, something in the spine again. So T8, which is at the base of your shoulder blades. All right, so what's coming up here is being unsatisfied with life but resistant to change, being afraid of failure, afraid of looking stupid in front of other people. And also what's coming up from this T8 is lack of vitality. So I guess it's important to move your body and to exercise and to stretch and to, you know, talk to your body as you feel the pains. You know, when you do yoga or other physical things like that, you often can feel different areas of your body talking to you. In yoga they talk about, you know, observe what it is that you find, you know, observe what's coming up and, you know, acknowledge it and let it pass. Okay, so Catherine's mentioned upper back and Anna's mentioned lower back. All right, in the lower back, it's coming up running away from a situation. So what do you want to run away from? Sometimes we're running away from our health, or we're running away from needing to change our job, or needing to change our diet, or needing to change the way we see ourselves. Oh, hi, Mel. So she's mentioned the right side of her neck. All right. All right, there's also a generational component in that lower back. Dad's side, dad's dad, and the men. Okay, so they can have felt unsupported in their life, or, you know, not loved in the manner that they would choose to be loved. All right, in the upper back is coming up feelings of frustration. Okay, Anna's mentioned all of the above, yes. Digestive issues. Well, yeah, the neck muscles go with your stomach meridian. So your stomach is very important in being able to digest, you know, bugs, food, and life experiences. All right, grief is hiding in there. Sadness. This has got a generational component to it. Dad's side and the men. Catherine's mentioned that she's released frustration was a trapped emotion that she was working on yesterday. Yes, and there can be many people within the family tree that have had that frustration, like release it from one group and there might be another single person here or something else from another side of the family or another line of the family. All right, we're going to go into another colour of the aura. All right, so orange colour in the aura. Orange is associated with gut reactions. Also represents warmth and friendliness. Orange can be stimulating both to optimism, appetite, and enjoyment. So it aids in the assimilation of knowledge and also freedom of spirit. And I think in this time it's really important that we feel free within our spirit, even though there are restrictions. It is also the adventure and shows enthusiasm, thereby encouraging others to grow and achieve, accepting of people as they are. Sometimes orange aura people can be a little impatient and maybe not so interested in housekeeping. All right, in the upper back is still something in our timeline, age 2. All right, the lack of control. So sometimes we've had experiences in our life when we have no control and others control us. And then we can, almost make a little decision as a 2-year-old that I'm never going to let anyone control me again. And we then become the controlling person because we don't like the feeling of lack of control. This has also got a generational component from dad's mum's side and the women. Again, the low self-esteem comes up here. Also a gene component from dad's side, dad's mum, but the women. And let's say I'm okay without my frustration. Mum's side of the family now, mum's dad and the men. Again, something in our timeline, age 27 and 42. What's coming up here too is belief in mass negativity. And we can be falling in the hole of the negativity that's going on at the moment. But I think also if we can do, small acts of kindness and be mindful of the people around us, that we can change people's world. Just even that small act of small kindness, or, to just drop something at someone's door, or just to let someone come in when you're driving, or that, all those little acts that we do make a difference to someone's world. And many small acts, do change the world. Again, a generational component, mum's side, mum's mum, and the men. And let's say I believe my life can change. Again, dad's generational side, and the men. And maybe for them, they can be trapped in the family farm or the family business from one generation to another and feel that they have no escape. Let's go into the 6th chakra here. Some sadness. Perception comes up. Sometimes we can only see the bad side of things. We can't see the good side of what's come out, what would come out of the good things that can come out of a particular situation. Also the pineal gland, which can affect our sleep. Overwhelm. Difficulty living here and now, like being present. Sometimes we're just always worrying about what's going to happen in the future and how can I prevent this disaster or that disaster, or, this is not okay or that's not okay. And we can be so caught up in preventing disasters that we forget to actually live. So let's say I have faith in myself. I have faith in my ability to live my life to the best of my ability. I have faith in my family, my work, my health, my strength, and my resilience. Age 7 comes up here, and 32. Okay. All right, let's check in with the lower back people and the neck and the upper back. Any other things that people are feeling or how they are feeling? All right, I'm just going to recheck on some of the affirmations we started with at the beginning. I love my life. It's strong. I believe in myself. Strong. I believe in my ability to create a good life. It's strong. I believe that I make a difference. It's strong. I believe that I'm a powerful influence for good. All right, that heart wall is reduced. Still not gone yet. Shoulders released. Neck still tight. Okay, thank you, Jenny. My back's still slightly achy. Okay. All right, so it's coming up some sort of bacteria in the kidneys. I think in winter it's easy to forget to drink water. We tend to want to drink coffee and tea, herb teas, but you have to remember that you still need to be having enough fluid for your body to throw out rubbish, and often we'll use bacteria as a means to throw out rubbish. So the kidneys affect muscles that will support our back and our neck. All right, so what's coming up here under the kidneys is being disloyal to self. And sometimes that can be a pattern when we've had difficult life experiences, that when people haven't been loyal to us, that then we don't be loyal to ourselves. Okay, thanks, Catherine. She said she's going to work more on that heart wall. Yes, it's reduced in size a lot. Okay. All right, so let's plug in drinking more water. Maybe 6 weeks of really good water drinking, avoiding the coffee. And there's some more feeling stuck in the neck, Jenny. Deep unresolved grief. And some of it's generational, dad's dad, and both like men and women. Okay, so just checking on how we're doing. Okay. Well, thank you for those that jumped on the call today, and I hope that helps you to be okay with the difficulties, because we have to be okay even when it's not okay, because then we can do good and then we can be an instrument for good and to help those around us and to make a difference in our neighbourhood, in our family, in our community, and thereby in our country and in the world. Oh, thanks, Anna. She said she's going to commit to water. Does feel like the kidney area, yeah. I think our kidneys get a bit sad in winter. You can drink warm water or hot water. It would still be helpful. And you could put a drop of lemon oil or lime oil in your water. It would be nice. Grapefruit, orange. Orange oil's nice too. Saying thank you. All right, all the best for you all. If you get stuck, you can book a clarity call, which is a free call. It's about 20 minutes, half an hour. You can go to www.calendly.com, which is calendly.com/Tanya Ormsby/clarity call, and, book one in. Also, you can book a session, like if you want to come in person, or if you from a distance, you can book in a session, a paid session, if you want a little bit deeper work. That opportunity is always there. All right. Thank you, everyone. Yes, Catherine, I need to move. That's so true. We do need to move, and we need to move our body. Sometimes we need to move house. Sometimes we just need to move our mind, think a little bit differently. All right. All the best. Hope you feel that you have power to change your life and you have power to change those around you by your influence of good and your sharing of love. All right. Bye, everyone.